welcome back to my channel. In this video we're changing the capacitors of the MSX. So the capacitors are very useful. So these are devices which store charge inside, and they have many applications. These big ones are used to stabilize the tensions. Then you might have others which are smaller that you can use for filtering or also for stabilization. And these are great devices. Unfortunately, they have a little problem, is that the characteristics degrade over time. So the capacity gets lower, the internal resistance, which is called the ESR, increases over time, and something very bad might happen, which is that the electrolyte which is inside may escape and leak all over your PCB, which is kind of bad because the electrolyte is corrosive, and it's something that you don't want that happens. So without further ado, let's change them. I will change all of them, but not these ones in the video board, because they are rated for low power and they are expected not to cause problems, so we'll leave this in there. Also, if I change this, I should desolder the board, which is something that I don't want to do at this moment. So we're gonna start with this big one, and I won't show you how I change all the capacitors, but I can show you how to replace, for example, this one. The electrolytic capacitors, they have polarity. So this is normally marked on the device. Here you can see this minus sign on the left, and also the size of the legs are different. So the minus leg is shorter than the positive one, and it is also marked on the PCB. You can see there the minus sign. It is important when you remove the capacitor that you check on the motherboard that indeed the mark on the motherboard is correct. Here you can see one of the capacitors that I will replace. This is the replacement, and here you can see the minus sign. You can see also that the size of the legs are different, so it's smaller for the negative. Let's start. Let's go to the other side of the board. These are the two solder joints here of the capacitor that we want to change. The first step to remove the capacitor is to apply new solder on the joints. This might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but the reason is that these old joints, after time, they might have oxidized. If they are oxidized, the transfer of heat is not very effective. So what you do is to mix with new solder. To do this, I used a temperature of 320 degrees Celsius. You need to do this quickly. Don't apply a lot of heat for long in the board. You don't want to damage it. Next step, we use the solder pump and we remove the solder from the joint like this. One, the other one. You can also use a copper wire to remove more solder, like this. Let's apply it here. You need also to check always when you extract any component from the PCB that the legs are moving freely. It's very important that you check that the legs of the device that you are extracting are no longer attached to the board in order to prevent that the pads in the PCB get damaged. In this case, I have already checked, they are totally free, so normally I can extract the capacitor. So let's do it. So normally, if everything is free, I can just pull it out and it's done. This is the capacitor that we have removed. It is a good one, a Rubicon one, 4700 microfarad, 16 volts, and rated at 85 Celsius. This that you see in here is not electrolyte, it's just glue. And this one is the capacitor that will be put in instead. Exactly the same characteristics. The only thing is that this one is newer. Let's put now the new capacitor. So remember to respect the polarity, the negative leg on the left for this one. So let's put it like this. Here we are. And let's solder on the other side. Next step, we cut these long legs. To do that, very important, take the leg with your hands when you are cutting it. You don't want the leg to end up in your eye. So one leg and the second leg. Actually, you can keep the legs, they might be useful later for other things. And it's done, we have our first capacitor replaced. You see it here. And well, next step, we need to replace all of them. So that was it for the change of the capacitors in the PCB. Still, I need to change another capacitor more, which is the one which is inside here, inside the power supply. At this moment I don't have the right capacitor to change it, but as soon as I have it, I will do it, I will change it. So that was it. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.